activity, it's we're doing number A, number B, number A, number B. We're doing number I, and then we're also going to do number J. Activity number A, number B, number I, and J. And then we'll do number C together. And then, so the difference between these questions and the ones that we have done is that there's an equals to here. So if you check the ones that we have done so far, we had, okay, let's check here, we had this one. Now, this one didn't have an equals to. So it was an expression. So nothing has changed. Exactly the way we're solving our expression, nothing has changed. We're still going to solve it more or less the same way, except that now because of this equation, there are a few things that we need to consider. Number one, I'm sure the first thing that we're checking, we're saying, let's go and check if we have a base which is prime. So we have a prime base, we have a prime base, we have a prime base. This one doesn't matter because it doesn't have an index. So it has an index of 1. So for the fact that it has an index of 1, we don't have to change it. It doesn't matter. Now, if the basis is a prime, the next thing that we can then do is to say, let's break this. Let's split it. So if we split this, this is going to be written as 2 to the power of x multiplied by 2 to the power of 2 plus 2 to the power of x plus, they're saying, okay, multiplied by 2 to the power plus 2 to the power of x, and then this one we don't change it, so it remains as 84. Okay. Now, what is tricky about this question is that we'll then have to come and check if the variable of the index is the same. So we have x here, you see that actually. Here we have x here, and then here we also have what? X. Now we should be careful here. In other instances, it's possible that you can get something like this. 2 to the power of 2x plus 2 to the power of x multiplied by 2 to the power minus 2. And then it's 84. Now, we should be careful with these two questions. But for now, we are going to deal with, we have x, we have x, we have x. If you have the same variable, then you can then do it this way. I'm just making you aware with other instances it's possible which the variable is not the same. So you have 2x. 2x is not the same as x. So those variables are different. With 2x is not the same as x. So agree here, if let's say you had 2x and then here you had x. Remember what you do, you split it, and after splitting it, you come and check your indexes. You come and check index number 1, you check index number 2, you check my index whereby there's a variable. You come and check if the variables are the same. So you have this is x, this is x, this is x. But I'm saying that's not always the case. There are instances whereby you might have, like, for example, if I give you an example like this one, here you have 2x, and then here you have what? X. So the way we approach this question and the way we approach this question is different. This one, because the indices are the same, we might as well continue with the K method. I don't know how to use the K method. So we might say let 2 to the power of x to be equal to what? K. We could then. So what does that mean? It means everywhere we see, yeah, so we'll have K multiplied by 2 all squared. Mara, we know what is 2 all squared. Okay, but let's leave it for now. It's 4. Plus K multiplied by 2 to the power minus 2. Plus K, which is going to be 84. Wow. We are dying today. Yeah, close the windows, close the windows. Now, what is the next thing that we said? If we look at this thing, there's a K, there's a K, there's a K. You are dealing with three different terms here. But across these three terms, there's something which appears here. So there's a K here, there's a K here, and there's also a K here. So we can say, why don't we take K as a common factor? So if we take out K as a common factor, what do we have? We have K, open bracket. Now here we're going to be left with, it's like we actually took this K, so we have one here. So we have, we should have 1 multiplied by 2 to the power of 4. What is 2 to the power of 4? 2 to the power of 2. What is 2 to the, 2 to the power of 2, it's 4 plus. Yeah. We can always use our calculator for that. It's something that you shouldn't worry about. So we'll come and say, okay, what is, you saw it there. What is 2 to the power of 2? And then it says it's 4. Or if we don't want to do it this way, we can simply write it exactly the way it is, and then we'll add it on our calculator at once. So we also take this K out. If we take out this K, what are we going to be left with? It's 1 multiplied by 2 to the power minus. So it means we're going to be left with 1 all over 4. How did we get that again? You can come and say, okay, we have 2 to the power minus 2. Gives us what? 1 over 4. Okay. Now let's have plus. This plus is this one. So we have our last plus. So if we say we have plus, what is this here? It's K. If you take out this K, what are we going to be remaining with here? So we put 1 here. Close bracket. This is going to be equal to what? 84. Okay. Let me put straight. Now, moving on, we can then go and type this in our calculator. Exactly the way it is. No, you don't put K, so you just put something that is inside the, inside the bracket. So you have 4 plus 1 all over 4 plus 1. And then you say equals to, it gives us 21 over 4. Yeah. No, it's fine. We write it exactly the way it is. So we have K here. And then this inside the bracket is going to be 21 all over 4. Close bracket. This is going to be equal to 84. Now what we then do is we want to have K on its own. We're going to simply divide here by 21 all over 4. Even this side, we're going to divide by 21 all over 4. And then if we continue with this, let's come and write it somewhere here. It will say that we have K. Now let's type this in our calculator and check how do you type it. Yeah, it's very important also the typing. I can already have the answer here. So I can come and do something like this. I will say fraction. And then I will say 84 divided by, and then I'll simply put the answer here. I already have the answer. So I'll say answer, and then equals to, it says my answer is going to go to 16, just to save time also. So it says K should be 16. Now we know what is K. We let K to be what to be 2 to the power of X. So we have 2 to the power of X, which is going to be 16. Now we are going to change this to a prime product. 16 to the prime product. So you can come and say equals to. Okay, so we'll say 16 equals to shift factor. And then it says 16 can be written as 2 to the power of X is going to be equal to 2 to the power of what? Of 4. Now, no, we don't divide. Yeah. So we say bases equal. If our bases are equal, it means this exponent is going to be equal to this exponent. And then X is going to be equal to 4. And then from here, I think you can try this one. You can try this too. You can try number A and number B. If you really want to check yourself, so it's